Good morning, Solid Steppers. This is Miss Ward coming to you. How y'all doing this morning? Now, I got a couple of things on my mind I want to talk about, and I wanted to make sure I did it camera facing. I make a lot of videos when I'm on the road because, it's called multitasking, and a lot of times when thoughts come up in my mind, I just want to share them with the people because, as I stated, you guys, all the time, a lot of times when I'm talking to you guys, I'm actually talking to myself. I'm coaching myself through situations and experiences. So I'm going to apologize in advance for the seriousness of the tone of this video, but I think it just needs to be said. I think it's imperative. You always hear me talk about responsibility, accountability, and skill set. We are moving in a time, in an era where the only thing that is going to allow you to be successful is not only be the best, but be the best in your area of expertise. That way, there's no excuse. You are the only option because you are the one who can actually solve the problem. I see a lot of people, a lot of talking heads talking, and they really aren't performing at any level. They are confusing the masses and causing unnecessary problems. But I think you really need to look at the fruit of someone's labor. A lot of times, people will tell you one thing, but their actions are something completely different. So what I want you to do is take a moment and look at the areas in your life that you have challenges in and address them today. The reason I'm saying that is because I'm so clear that the upcoming year is going to be challenging, is going to be an understatement. If you don't have things in place, if you haven't secured your finances, your credit, your cash flow situations, whether it's a W-2 or a business, you're going to find yourself in a situation. Then you're going to have people who are going to be multimillionaires because they saw the writing on the wall and they created services to address those issues. See, when you can provide a service, people don't care what you look like. They don't care where you come from. What they care about is you solving the problem. Because at the end of the day, if you provide a service, you should be able to resolve the issue. Your diagnostic abilities should be on point. You should be able to source the products. I don't think people really understand. Business as usual stopped a long time ago, but a lot of people have been sleeping. So I wanted to have this conversation because it's really serious. Because I travel a lot and I see things, I see the economy, I see areas that are growing, I see areas that are not growing. I see people who are thriving, I see people who are pretending like they're thriving, and then I see people who are just lost. I see people who are struggling. I see people who are really in their own way. I see people who hang around groups of people that are not good for them. You should always rise as high as the company you keep, and sometimes that means being alone. I'm telling you today, look in the mirror and fix what you need to fix because 2025 is going to be unforgiving because people are going to walk into it with the wrong mindset. They're going to be ill-equipped. Don't be one of those people. If you're in the appliance repair industry, I strongly recommend those services you don't understand and don't know how to do, learn how to do them. Learn how to do seal systems. I was talking to one of my roundtable members yesterday and we were discussing if we didn't know how to do seal systems, we probably would be struggling. But because we know how to do seal systems, and not just seal systems, we can do high-end, we can do R134, R600. I was talking to one of the guys, they were doing 404. I think they had to do some with 404. The other one is working with 290. Some guys do commercial and residential. But you need to get your toolbox and your skill set in order. You have the honor and privilege of being in the blue collar arena. And the trades are in such high demand. I think it's just imperative that you really get your licenses in order and the things you need to get, because there are going to be requirements and there are going to be obstacles in the way that you're not prepared for, because you haven't really been doing business like a business person. And that's why I turn the camera around, because I want people to understand how serious this is. I want to make sure I do my part and I sound the alarm. Get your shit together, basically. This is not the time to play. And like I myself, I'm going to a conference in Atlanta in December, and this conference has to do with data centers and the construction industry that specializes in building data centers. And I'm really heavily interested in the refrigeration and cooling and building maintenance part of that industry. So I'm going to be in the room because I made that choice, because I'm very clear about where the world is going, and because I'm in a trade that exposes me to so many other trades, whether it be plumbing, HVAC, electrical. I mean, it is what it is. And I'm watching people in groups form relationships of where everything's going, and I have every intention of being there. Am I not going to do appliance repair? Of course I'm going to continue to do. It's appliance repair is one of those skills that it's just an ace in the pocket. It's just like how people go out here and you see these people that's braiding hair or cosmetologists. You got these barbers out here. Those are skills you always going to be able to get paid. The key is, are you going to be serious about it and separate yourself? And are you going to have some other skills to support that? I'm just watching it, and I'm telling you, hey, don't call Miss Ward. That's all I'm going to tell you. Don't call me. Don't do it. Because I'm telling you now, I want you to get it together. I've been saying this for a long time, since 2019, that if you are not properly trained, and you know where your weaknesses are, if you struggle with diagnostics, if you struggle with schematics, and you need to get a support system. You got to get the kind of support system that you can pick up the call. You can pick up the phone and call them when you have an issue, but then don't just be the one calling. Bring something to the table. It's just like, I was talking to my sister the other day, and I'm just going to give you a prime example. I come from a line of extremely proud women who we will go out here and work and beat our head in the wall before we ask for help. That's just the way we were raised. Figure it out. So I was talking to my middle sister, and she was telling me that she needed to become versed in SQL. Well, I'm versed in SQL. So I said, okay, let me hook you up. I was so happy she asked, because this is my sister that really don't ask for nothing. And she mentioned it to me, so I sent all the support documents to her, the links for courses and things that supported me, access to information I had. When you really are serious about what you want to do, people ain't gonna be gatekeeping. But we ain't about to share information with people that's talking and they ain't doing nothing. I look at my sister, I look at other people that I've coached and helped, and I look at their trajectory, but I also look at what they've done. There's people that I have coached 4 years ago that I check on, and they need things, and I take care of them. But ain't nobody knocking on my door acting crazy, because they know I don't play the radio. I have given you the tools to be successful. Now, if you run into something crazy, hit me up. I got you. But if it's something like fear-based, and I know you have the skill, and you're not just going to step out, Miss Ward gonna push your butt out the nest, because that's what we do. But remember, I want y'all to win, and I just want you to get your skills up. I want you to invest in learning sales systems, and don't do it with just anybody. Vet the people you're learning from. Find out if they have a support structure in place that will support you once you get in the field. See, I watch so many people that throw money away to these programs, and you go spend this money, and then when you get stuck, there's nobody to help you. There's no support system. And then I watch people go and do these courses or classes, and then they come back and never use the skill. I know people who've taken R600 classes, they've taken seal system classes, and still ain't worked on a seal system. And they did that years ago. Don't be that person. You need to make sure everything you do has a return on investment. Please watch how you move. This is why I'm so quiet. I sit here in my lane. I do what I got to do, and I don't recommend anything I don't do or things I've tried. If I'm telling you something, these are my personal experiences. So I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just telling you that make sure you have the skills and backup options, because 2025 is getting ready to be off the chain. And I don't want to be sitting here in 2026 just shook because people I know and I care about. Like this year has been very eye-opening. I've watched a lot of companies fold. I've watched a lot of people have financial challenges. I've watched people file for bankruptcy, all kind of stuff. And I'm not putting anybody's business out there. I'm just telling you that business is hard and life is harder. So you better figure out what you're doing, because there is nothing wrong with working for a company, having a part-time appliance repair business. I applaud people that do that because I feel like it's the best of both worlds. But I also know that at some point you have to have a plan. There's no purpose to get out here and make this money and then not have a plan. Like prime example, me and my best friend were having a conversation, and I'm blessed because my best friend is a part owner in co-owner, a partner in a custom home building company that's been around for several years. And we've been friends for years, and I watched her. In fact, I helped her 25, 30 years ago, shoveling stuff out of these dilapidated homes. She was flipping homes and doing that stuff before it was popular, before it was sexy. And we were having a conversation, so we were looking at a property together in Jasper, Georgia. And this property is it's in the middle of a great area, and she was just talking about how she was looking at Big Canoe and, things of that nature. And if you don't, Big Canoe is a really nice place where it's really restricted. They got buffer zones, really center of nature, and there's other places like that. And we were talking about land and how to convert land so that people can use it for hunting, for ATV situations, things of that nature, because that is my circle. And when I tell you that's my circle, all the people I try to be aligned with are constantly doing things, investing in things, and making moves. Now, I'm not versed in real estate and development, but she is. I'm blessed because we're very, very good friends. At the same time, I've watched the fruit. I remember when I made more money than her. Now she makes millions, but I watched where she came from. And when we go to dinner or lunch, I'm still paying mine. Like, I'm looking at her like, really? But hey, she's like, that's why we're best friends, because you never want anything from me. But what I'm trying to tell you is your circle should allow you to elevate. When I look at my round table, I'm very good, have great relationships with some of the best techs in the industry. When I have an issue, I call them. When they have an issue, they call me. But it is what it is. Those are relationships. If your relationships are not feeding your development, they're not feeding your mind, they're not feeding your pocket, what are you doing? I've never seen so many people waste so much time on nothing. If there's nothing positive coming out of the situation, remove yourself. You are an adult. And that's all I'm saying. Your time and investment needs to be, how am I going to eat on a regular basis? If everything's shut down, do I know how to grow food? Like, y'all don't understand. You're moving in a time and a place where all this dependency is over. Like, it's over. It's so over. And so when I'm telling people to get an education in a lucrative field, I'm telling you this. There's free training. You hear people beat all this in your head, but anything free, people don't take it seriously. And then they want to blame the whole world for their problems. Look in the mirror. You are the problem. You are an adult man or woman up, and make the proper steps, and then keep your mouth shut. Because everybody don't need to know your business. Everybody don't want to see you win because they ain't winning. They really undercover haters. And then you got to understand there are things people see in you that they jealous off the rip for no reason. And all you doing is being you. You're being the same way God developed you to be. And then you're learning as you go. And when you understand, like me, I am not apologetic that I am a believer. I would not be where I am. Do you know how many times I'm on this road and I've been shielded and divinely protected? If you think I'm going to turn my back on God, I ain't. Because God ain't turned his back on me. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you. You got to be able to stand on business in your life and take responsibility for where you are. I want you to win. But I also am that cool ass auntie that lets you know you didn't drop out my womb. You're not my problem. You know, I love you though. I want you to win, y'all. I want you to win. So, like I said, I hope you got something out of this. Get your skills up. Get your life together. And then keep your mouth shut and make your moves. Move in silence. Please. Because everybody ain't for you. People will talk you out of it. People will smile in your face and say they got your back, and then they trying to undercut you because they miserable. That has nothing to do with you. You get you. If you can put one foot in front of the other and feel like you did 1% more every day to better your life, better your skills, better your finances, understand your credit, get it in order. Do not give people excuses to deny you opportunity. That's all I'm saying. Remove all the no's out the way and be able to stand on your own. Because guess what? What one won't do, another one will. Ask me how I know. Miss Ward signing off, y'all. It's always a pleasure. If you got anything out the video, like, share, and subscribe. And I want you to win. You ain't nothing but a winner, man. Just get away from the losers. Miss Ward signing off. Be blessed.